Greetings all students. I am Dr. Sambhudatta Nanda, working as a senior assistant professor in Madanpalli Institute of Technology and Science, Angalu, Andhra Pradesh. So this video series will be about the AICT scheme, that is AICT's Prerna, GATE, Aptitude and Verbal classes. So this program is all about AICT Prerna, GATE, Aptitude and Verbal classes. So in this video series we will be discussing about the related courses to AI related courses to GATE exam. We'll be covering all the theory parts. I will be discussing all the previous year questions possible from the theory part I will cover. Okay, before starting, let me tell you why GATE is important. So a GATE exam is important from very different point of angles. So what are those important points? So those important points are in your GATE. If you qualify, it will give you a value added to your CV or your technical education, that you are GATE qualified means you have been qualified as a engineer to grab something. So next point is through GATE you can go for higher educations. So there are so many premier institutions in our country, in foreign countries also, where they accept GATE score as the qualifying score. And scoring in GATE is not very difficult if you prepare from the start. If you have the right journey to for the GATE exam, then it will be easier for you to cover. Okay, so let us not waste much time. So what are the advantage of GATE? That will be a long 1 hour, that can be a long 1 hour lecture, but let us not go into that. So if time permits, I will go through that sometimes earlier, some other in other videos, but let us keep this video towards our lecture series. So in the first lecture series, I will be starting about your digital electronics classes. Okay, in this video lecture series we'll be starting about your digital electronics. I'll say digital electronics for GATE. Okay, I'll provide all those hand notes with the video link, so it will be easier for you to go further with the videos. So before starting with the actual course, let me discuss what are the exact things we are going to cover in this. So first thing we will be covering is your number system. Then we will cover your binary arithmetic. Then we will cover your logic gates, and Boolean algebra. And fourth thing we will cover is design of combinational circuits. Then fifth thing is sequential logics. Sequential logic circuits and flip-flops. Then counters is one of the important, because in most of the previous year GATE exams, counter is a part where you will definitely get a question. There is a chance of 90% getting a question from counters. So counter is an important part. This comes because, not because it's difficult, it comes because it is interesting and tricky. So if you know the trick, you can answer for the counter questions. It is not that difficult. Then your registers means the, you can say, the memory where the digital data are stored. Then different timing circuits, Okay, then your semiconductor memories, semiconductor memories, then logic families, we'll see what is this. Then the final one will be your converters. So what kind of converters? So it will be digital to analog converter and analog to digital converter. This is one of the most important part you need to learn, because in practical point of view. Why? Because while you are doing some application in designing some computer chips or anything electronics things that is designed to run in your digital mode, then what happens is you need to convert the real life data, that is analog data, to digital data, or you can say digital decimal numbers to analog. So you need to convert everything to digital. So for that you need to learn from analog to digital converter, and after once you process inside the computer, then you need to know about converting the data back to the real world application, that you have to convert that to analog data. So that's why it is one of the most important part, converters. So I can write here digital to analog and analog to digital converters. Okay, so next let us start from our number system. I'll write number system and Boolean algebra. So number system and Boolean algebra. Why I have combined these two, number system, Boolean algebra? Because number system, once you know the number system, then whatever operations in digital redundancy you will be doing, those are called your Boolean algebra. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, how that this happen in digital world, so that is called as your Boolean algebra. So first thing, what is a number system? The question is, what is a number system? So in our day-to-day life, whatever you are using as a human being, so we have been trained to use your decimal number system. Okay, decimal number system means what are the digits. So you say 3 kg, 4 kg, 5 kg or 10 kg, something like this, or you say distance, you say 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer, like this. So you are not quantifying everything in in some number. So what is that number? That number is called decimal number, thus humans are generally using. So that what are the digits involved there? I can say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So you see these are the 10 number of digits. So how many digits? These are 10 digits. Okay, if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Use what are the exact definition of this. So from here let us derive some points. So the points are, how many digits are there? There are 10 digits. So I will say the radix or the base equals to 10. Okay, and the digits used here are, I can say 0 to 9. Correct. So mathematically, for understanding what we can write, suppose for example I say suppose 13. Okay, so in general if you see 13, then we know what is what 13 is. 13 is a number that is represented as with a combination of 1 and 3. This is the 1th place and this is the 10th place. So like this we say. but mathematically for computer understanding, if you write, then we have to write 13 in bracket, then here we have to write 10. I'll make it little bit clear. So 13, it will be 10. So we say this is the number and this is the base or radix, what I have written here. So this 13 base 10, the number is like this. So similarly there are other number systems also. Other number system means so in computer will not understand this decimal number system. The computer will understand your binary number system. Okay, computer understands binary number system. Okay, so what is a binary number system? Now question comes, what to picture when the first system was developed, first computer was calculator was actually developed. So there what happened, they are able to do the operation only through binary digits or binary numbers. So binary comes from the from a word that is assigned with by. By means 2. Okay, so if I write binary, that means there is something that is to be done with digit 2 or number 2. So we can say it uses 2 digits. So try to differentiate between your decimal system and binary system. It uses 10 digits. Okay, so it uses 10 digits and binary number system uses 2 digits. And what are the digits? Digits are 0, 1. I can write 0 and 1, or these are the 2 digits they use. Okay, so from these 2 point I can put a conclusion that any number, I'll write the statement, a conclusion statement here, any number to the base r uses r digits from, okay, from what? So see here, if a binary number, you can use only 2 digits, that is 0 1. Suppose I write a number 101. Okay, so 101 can be your decimal number. 101, I'll tell this 101. If it is decimal number, if I write here 101 base 10, it is 101. I'll read like this. But if I write like this, then it is only 1. You have to read this like 101. This is a binary number. So here what are the numbers used? 0 to 1. So in general we can say uses digits from 0 to r minus 1. Okay, so r minus 1 means, see here what is the base? So base is, this is equals to r. Here what is the base? So this is equals to r. Okay, it uses 2 digits and digits are 0 and 1, and it has a I'll write here base is your r. So according to the statement, what it is saying, sorry, so according to the statement, any number to the base r uses r digits from 0 to r minus 1. 0 to r minus 1 means the starting digit will be 0 and the end digit will be r minus 1. That is, if it is base 2, then the numbers are 0 to r minus 1, that is 2 minus 1, it will be 1. So if it is a decimal number, the base is 10, so it will be 0 to r minus 1 means 0 to 10 minus 1, and the answer will be 0 to 9. Okay, so the statement will be written like this: any number to the base r uses r digits from 0 to r minus 1. Okay, So next there are other means number systems are also there. Let us have a look on what are the other number systems. I'll write here other number systems. So let us write the known number system. One is decimal. So in your base is 2 and numbers used are, I'll give a heading here, numbers used are 0 to 1. So if I write binary number system, sorry, this will be this is binary. For binary, base is 2 and number used is 0 to 1. So if it's decimal, then here base is 10 and numbers used will be 0 to 9. Next is one number system is there. We say that octal number system. In octal system, the base is, from octal it comes as 8 and the numbers used will be 0 to r minus 1, that is 8 minus 1, it will be 7. There is one more number system is there, that is hexadecimal. In hexadecimal number system, the base is 16. Hexa means 16, so it will base will be 16 and the numbers will be 0 to 15. So let us see numbers used at 0 to r minus 1. Okay, so 0 to r minus 1, here I will write 0 to 2 minus 1. So this is how it is coming as 1. Here I can write 0 to 10 minus 1, and that's how the number becomes 9. Here if octal, then it is 0 to 8 minus 1, that's how the number becomes 7. And here I can write 0 to 16 minus 1, and this is how it comes as 15. So now the thing is that how you represent 0 to 15. Suppose you write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and next to it will be 10, then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But there is a problem. What is the problem? So if I write 10, so it may get confused that it is actually 10 from your so 10. So I can read this 10, this will be a binary number. If I read this 10, this will be a decimal number. Again, if I read this 10, this will also represent a number in your octal system. So for that, for convenience, what is done is, after 9 we start with A as 10, B as 11 as B, then 12 as C, 13 as T, 14 as E, and 15 as F. So this is how hexadecimal number system is used. So here I can write one more point, that is 0 to F, where A represents your 10, 11B, 12C, 13D, and 14E, and 15 is F. So this is how represent a hexadecimal number system. So these are the some of the number system are being used in computer language, designing computer programs and computer chips. But here what is happening, you can have any number system with any base. That is, if this is for your exam point of view, so I'll write a note here, exam point of view. So from exam point of view, one point you can remember here. What is the point? That we can have a number system with base is 1, base is r, and numbers used or you can say digits used is digits used are 0 to r minus 1. Okay, so we can have a number system with a base that can be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. From exam point of view, it can be asked, for example, a number is there xx and the base will be r, so we can write the r value can be anything. So it can be a number can be represented as a number, and in bracket we write r to the outside of the bracket, then it can represent any number with any base. Okay, so let us discuss the individual number system. So we'll start with binary number system. Binary number system. So this is the most commonly used number system in digital electronics and computer programmings. So what is a binary number system? The binary number system consists of only 2 digits. Okay, the binary number system consists of only 2 digits. So what are the digits? 0 and 1. The next point is, in binary number system, this is one of the important thing. In binary number system, each digit is called a bit. Okay, so the smallest entity of a binary number, we can say it is a bit. Then the group of four bits, means 4 individual numbers, is called a nibble. Okay, then group of 8 bits is called a byte. So you have heard about the internet speed is suppose 50 Mbps. 50 Mbps, it's written like this. So we can say it is 50 megabytes per second. So full form is like this. So mega means, so kilo is 10 to the power 3, then kilo, then mega, so it is 10 to the power 6 bytes per second. Eventually you can say this 10 to the power 6 into 1 byte is 8 bits, so you can say 8 bits per second. So if somewhere it is told that the speed is 50 Mbps, then you have to understand there, you have to understand that the system is transferring 10 to the power 6 into 8 bits per second. So that means the system is transferring that much amount of data, and nowadays we have achieved a speed up to 1 terabyte, which is not yet available in India, but in India we are up to 1 Gbps. 100 Gbps connection is also there, and in your mobile also generally you see 5/3 Mbps like this kind of speed you see in your mobiles. Okay, the next point is, in binary number system, the highest decimal. So I'll write down the points, then we'll be further in the discussion we'll see how these points are being proven. The highest decimal number can be presented using a n bit number is 2 to the power n minus 1. So remember this point, this directly comes in your question exams, that if there is a 4-bit number, then what is the maximum decimal value that can be presented. Okay, so for example we'll see, suppose there is a, for example, so there is a 4-bit number, there is a 4-bit binary number, okay. So from the statement given above, it can be said the maximum decimal number can be presented is 2 to the power 4 minus 1, so that will give you 15. That means using a 4-bit binary number, you can represent up to decimal 15. So if you want to represent 16 as binary numbers, then you have to go for a 5-bit binary number system. So in 4-bit binary number system, only up to 15 you can represent. So this will be clear while we will be reading your hexadecimal number. There we will see how this is how the 15 is coming, and we will also verify while reading the conversions from binary to decimal and decimal to binary. Okay, so next thing comes is your decimal to binary conversion. Decimal to binary conversion. So whatever I am teaching here, if you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section below. In the link below the link, you can write in the comment section. So I'll try to answer those you personally, or I will make another short video to answer your queries. So you can write your questions in the comment box. So a decimal number to binary, suppose a decimal number is given, I can suppose write your xx base 10 is equal to what is yy or y. We do not know how much number digit it will take, we can write base 2. So the goal is to convert a decimal number to binary number. So how we can do this? A decimal number, I am writing in the statement, so it will be easier for you to read for later. A decimal number can be converted to binary number dividing